Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Also presented by the Bank of Billings, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Shelter Insurance, and now for our LiUNA Laborers Local 663 Team of the Week, we go to Nixa High School, home of the Eagles, and cross country head coach Lance Brumley. Coach Brumley, hey, thanks for your time today.
You bet. Thanks for having us on. Really neat seeing high school sports being promoted like this, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Coach, you guys are off to a great start. You won the Southwest Cross Country Coaches Association Richard Clark Invitational at Bolivar earlier, or actually that was last week. Tell us a little bit about that race and some of the teams that were present. I was there, and just a lot of runners.
Yeah, for Southwest Missouri, it's one of the biggest races that we have hosted there at the golf course in Bolivar, and it's put on by the Coaches Association. And it's something we try to get every school in Southwest Missouri to come be a part of, and they incorporate so many different classes, races, and score it out differently that way. But for sure, the largest schools in the Southwest Missouri area are there.
Tell us a little bit about how you go about making your schedule up. I kind of see. I know you're at Ray-Pec on Saturday tomorrow, the 9th. You typically try and run every weekend, or how do you go about making up a schedule for cross country?
Yeah, we race every weekend, pretty much from now until the first part of October. Try to find courses that are challenging and try to match up with teams in the state that we know that are some of the best quality teams around. And so at the Southwest Missouri one, we want to honor our Coaches Association and Richard Clark himself. So we go to that one. Next week we go to Raymore Peculiar in the Kansas City area to get a chance to see some of the schools in the Kansas City area. And more in the middle of September, we'll go to the Gans Creek Invitational in Columbia. That's where the state meet is held. So we want to see the state course, and they bring in everybody from the state. And then once you hit October, you get into your championship portion of like our conference meet and our district meet, and those are the local schools.
Tell us a little bit about your team, numbers-wise. I know you've got probably your top 6 runners there behind you, but tell us a little bit about the numbers that are associated with your team and what you lost maybe to graduation a year ago, and who's kind of had to step in and fill some roles.
You bet. We've got almost 84 kids on the team, pretty much even split between the boys and the girls. This year, our seniors, one of the largest senior classes we ever had. We've got 19 athletes, and again, that's pretty evenly split, boys and girls. We got some of our boys here today, junior and other senior athletes. We did graduate last year, one young man from our varsity team that went on to run an Evangel. And then on the girls team, we returned all the girls that ran on the varsity team last year.
Very good. Well, you can start where you'd like behind you, kind of introduce these young men here one at a time, and we'll visit with them.
You bet. I'll start here right directly behind me. This is Aaron Ashley. Aaron is a junior, and he was the Southwest Coaches Association meet champion and ran that race in 15:31. And then next to him in the black shirt here is Mason Shank. Mason is a returning varsity runner for us. He's a senior. And then next to him is Logan Richard. Logan also is a senior, has run varsity for us for several years. In the middle, we have Alex Worthley. Again, also runs on our varsity team. Next to him is Matthew Martin. Matthew is actually a specialist for us in the steeplechase in track and field. And so if you get a chance to talk with him about that, he's our guy that does that. And on the end is Devin Kemp. Devin is one of our multi-sport athletes here at Nixa High School, competes in track and field and basketball for Coach Blansett, and then cross country for us.
Outstanding. Well, we'll start there with Aaron. Aaron, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about, I noticed your time from last year to this year in this race. You improved by 40 seconds. You won the meet. Tell us a little bit about the race from your standpoint, and did you feel really good at the beginning? Obviously, you felt good at the end.
Yeah, I felt really good at the start and just a strong finish. Good.
Tell us a little bit about your how you get prepared for the race. Obviously, some of the runners that are coming into that. What do you do to kind of get mentally and physically prepared for a upcoming race?
Well, mentally, our whole team has a meditation time about like an hour before race time, so that helps a lot.
What are you thinking about? During the race, you're trying to keep a pace. Where did you lead the entire race, or where were you during the race? Were you maybe 4 or 5 back, or did you lead the entire race?
So my plan was to stick behind the guy in first and then kick at the end, but he ended up dropping early in the race. So then I had my chance to lead the race.
Outstanding. Are there courses that you enjoy running? I know you've got Gans Creek, you got Ray Peck, and I've seen pictures and have been to Gans Creek there in Columbia. Are there races courses that you particularly enjoy running?
I love running a Swicka and Gans. It's one of my favorite ones.
Outstanding. Now you're just a junior, correct?
Yep.
All right. Any plans? Are you thinking about your senior year? Obviously, is coming up next year, but you have thoughts and aspirations maybe to run at the next level?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really want to compete in college one day. So
outstanding. Well, Aaron, number one, congratulations on winning the Southwest Cross Country Coach Association meet, and congratulations for being part of LiUNA Labor's Local 663 Team of the Week. And Mason is next here. Mason, tell us a little bit about how long have you been running cross country?
So I've been running cross country since I was in 8th grade. Yeah, so this will be my 5th year.
What particularly do you enjoy about cross country?
Ooh, I would say number one, I really just enjoy these guys and I enjoy our team and just kind of getting out there every day and working with them, and even outside of practice, having these guys as my friends. We just have a really good group. And I also just enjoy, running is a very painful sport, but it's pretty simple at the end of the day too. So I enjoy just, going to get out there and just pushing myself and really seeing, how far I can push myself every day. And just, it's a big mental game. And I really like that, who can be the strongest on the day. So
as you step up to the starting line and the referee's getting ready to fire the gun again, what are you thinking about there in those last few moments before the gun goes off?
I don't know if I'm really thinking about anything. I don't know, just kind of, getting ready to go. I try not to overthink things. So just waiting for that sound and then, running really fast after that. So.
And obviously cross country it's an individual, but it's also very much a team sport. So you finish as a team. What's going through your mind during the race? Are you having? I see coaches a lot saying, "Hey, you got to move up 1, you got to move up 3, something like that." Kind of tell us about what's going on during the race from a team aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say obviously the team is really important during the race. So you're always kind of thinking like, where are my teammates? Trying to key off of them, like who's in front of me, who's behind me. If they're kind of coming up on you, it's like, hey, like let's run together, like let's get through this, and obviously coaches are yelling all the time, numbers about points. They're always kind of thinking like, hey, like how can I put myself in the best position to put the team in the best position? Just trying to obviously pass as many people as you can, especially people from teams that we know are good or could potentially beat us. Always looking out for them. So it really oftentimes people don't understand fully the team aspect of cross country or kind of underestimate it, but it really is like a huge factor. I mean, this is a team sport and it's, we all are relying on each other. Even during the race, when it looks like you're just kind of working on yourself. No, you're working for the team too. You're running for them too, running with them too. And just all trying to move up as best you can. So.
All right. Well, Mason, on behalf of LiUNA's Local 663, congratulations for being part of the Team of the Week.
Thank you. Yeah.
And next we have Logan. Logan's also a senior. Logan, tell us a little bit about how long you've been involved in cross country and what are some aspects that you really enjoy.
So I've been in cross country since about 7th grade. I took off 8th grade and then got back into it freshman year. So I've been going for 5 years, same as Mason, just a little different. And I'd say the thing that I, enjoy about cross country is the discipline aspect. You can take somebody who's not really like mature or knows what they're doing in life, and it kind of switches them into a person that has a purpose and like has a want. And like Mason was talking about, the team foundation of it, it's, brought me like new friends and things that I never would have had before that. So
What do you enjoy most about race day? Obviously, getting to the finish line. But what do you enjoy most about as you're looking tomorrow? You're going to be at Ray-Pec. You're going to leave, get on a bus tonight, go up, stay the night. But as you look forward to tomorrow, what do you enjoy the most about race day?
I'd say just that, the hour beforehand where it's like our team getting to warm up and just kind of get ready to compete together as a whole. I'd say that's probably my favorite part. You just get to spend time with your team and, get excited to hopefully, PR together, just have a great day. So
Outstanding. Are there courses that you look forward to racing on?
definitely GANs, because that's one of the faster courses. And then I'd like to, I'm excited for Ray-Pec tomorrow. Last year I lost my shoe on it, so I kind of had a tough race. So I'm excited to get back and hopefully get my revenge on the course. So, yeah.
What do you do when you throw a shoe? Do you stop, put it back on, or you just leave it?
Well, my strategy probably wasn't the best, but I was about 300 meters into the race last year, and I kind of just took my shoe and flung it off my foot, and then ran the rest of the race with a sock and a shoe.
How'd you finish?
Dying. That wasn't my best race, but I mean.
All right. Well, Logan, also congratulations for being part of LiUNA Labor's Local 663 Team of the Week.
Thank you.
And again, we're visiting with Nixa Eagles boys cross country team and head coach Lance Brumley here, part of our Team of the Week, brought to you by LiUNA Labor's Local 663. And they remind us to drive safely in work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Up next, we have Alex. Alex, congratulations, and tell us a little bit about your experience in these races.
Well, thank you. I've been running cross country since 7th grade, so I've been doing it for a long time. The thing that I like to try to think about during these races is actually not thinking at all. So, there's a quote that Maverick says in Top Gun Maverick. He says, "Don't think, just do." That was my mindset going into this last race, of not getting caught up in your mind, because when you do that, you start to kind of spiral, and you can have negative thoughts. And instead of if you just go in, just running, just racing, just kind of shut your mind off, you can kind of push through that a little easier.
Talk about during a race, and we've talked a little bit about this with coaches. You got to move up, and you're trying to, so to speak, run with blinders on. What are you thinking about during the race? Because you just said you're not really thinking, but are you listening to those cues coming from coaches or maybe other teammates, or are you maybe pushing a teammate that's in front of you? Hey, we've got to move up. Tell us just during the race some of the things that you're taking in, and some of the things that how are you helping your teammates?
So, yeah, that's a good question. I'm definitely aware. I'm definitely listening. It's not that I just shut off and I'm like, just running. Whenever I hear things of like, you got to move up or things like that, I try and figure out how can I do that? Where will I do that? Will I do that on this curve? Will I do it on this hill? Things like that. And so I guess it's kind of impossible to just not think at all. But that's kind of what I tell myself is don't think, just do. But I'll be thinking of if my buddy's coming up behind me, then I'll run faster. And then you can't really talk to people in the race, but you're hoping that buddy's then gonna ride with you and pass some kids with you. So
are you the rabbit? Are you the one that kind of maybe sets the pace? Are you trying to run other people out of the race? Or wear them down by trying to step and maybe pick up the pace? Or is there someone on the team that does that?
Well, last year, me and this guy were neck and neck, and he kind of used me as a pacer. And so, we get very competitive. So we kind of learn throughout the year a little bit about each other. I found out he's got the most lethal kick in the last 200 meters than anyone I ever know. So he likes to ride my hip and then leave me at the end. So I had to figure out how do I leave him before he can catch me. So then I might kick like 1,000 meters to the end, knowing that he won't be able to keep up and catch me there. So I guess in that sense, I was kind of the rabbit there. I was pacing him. But in a lot of races, I don't know, I'm just kind of going off of other people.
Very good. Well, Alex, also congratulations. And Matthew,
Yep.
what are you going to do? What are you going to do when he kicks at 1,000 meters? What's going through your mind? Are you trying to catch him, or are you just trying to get?
Oh yeah, I'm behind him. All I can think about is stay with him, stay with him. If I get to 200 meters, he knows that I can beat him. I play the mental mind game. But this guy, he pushes me like nobody else. I love running with him.
Talk about the rivalries. Do you have other schools or other runners that you particularly enjoy seeing at these meets? Saying, okay, this is a team we've got to beat, or this is a rivalry run right here. We've got to make sure we beat this team.
Yes, of course, there's rivalries. I mean, this is a competitive sport. You get to know these guys over the 4 years that you run high school, and you know who's beating you, what teams you need to beat, and you go in with that mindset like, hey, I'm here to destroy you. But at the end of this, we're good. We're friends. Like me and Alex, we're besties. Even though we got that frenemies, yes. Even though we got that competitive nature during the race.
So who are you? Who maybe is your biggest rival? What team out there are you looking forward to running against?
Rockbridge, Liberty North, all the top schools. What other one, guys? Help me out.
Liberty.
Anybody
in our district.
Anybody in our district. We're trying to beat them all. We're beating them all.
Very good. And you're also the steeplechase, during track season. How'd you get involved in that?
Well, I just told Coach, hey, this looks fun. Can I try it out? And he was like, heck yeah. But I love doing it. It's a fun race. I'm not the fastest guy there, just in cross country in general, but I know how to work hard, and the steeplechase is really just where I can compete with guys who are on the same level with me.
Yeah. Well, you've got a former Nixa alum that is Olympic medalist, in that.
Oh yeah, Courtney Ferris.
Yes, very good.
She came to practice one day, and I got to talk to her a little bit about the steeplechase, and she gave me a little tricks of the trade.
Very good. Well, Matthew, thanks so much for being part of it. Congratulations on behalf of LiUNA Laborers, Local 663, and being part of Team of the Week.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Devin, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I am good. Tell us a little bit about what's going through your mind during a race, and how long have you been involved with cross country, and what do you enjoy about it?
I've been involved for 5 years. Like Logan, we had the same. We did it in 7th grade, and then 8th grade we took a break, played football, came back to it because we weren't very good at football. We got our B team right here. Yeah. So.
What do you do? How do you get prepared on race day? What are some things that's going through your mind?
Well, we have this hour. What's it called? An hour ahead plan, a planned schedule warm up thing, and we have our own time ahead of that to get prepared ourselves, and then we all like to prepare as a team together because it's a team sport, and we meditate. We do our 10-minute warm up, and then like Aaron said, I came off this like Aaron said. He talked about how we warm up for 10 minutes, and it's only, if you got to think about it, a 15, 16-minute race. So you're already halfway there. So I try to keep that in my mind as I run.
Very good. And Coach mentioned you're a multi-sport athlete. How obviously cross country's helped you in your other sports. Talk a little bit
Yeah.
about how that kind of prepares you as you go into the winter sport and then back into track and field.
It prepares me because my endurance. I play all the time in for basketball. I play like the most out of anybody. I don't really come off the floor. My coaches are like, "How do you never get tired?" I'm like, "Because I do cross country." So it helps me a lot by my stamina. And then going into my track season, I kind of have that stamina and speed so I develop for basketball and from cross country, and I still run a little bit over the winter time. So.
All right, well, outstanding. Well, Devin, congratulations on being part of the LiUNA Labor's Local 663 Team of the Week. Gentlemen, I greatly appreciate your 20 minutes here today. And Coach Brumley, I understand you guys getting on a bus here at 5 o'clock this afternoon to head up to Ray-Pec. What are some goals as a coach? What do you have? I mean, obviously you're going there to win the meet.
But yeah, one thing I want to point out too, you'd touched on this a little bit about the team aspect and the atmosphere. These young men have made a commitment several years ago to be in this position. It's not something they decided in June that we think we want to be good. It has taken a long time, and only the people in this sport can really appreciate, how long that is and what kind of commitment it takes. So they met as freshmen right here in my classroom and talked about a vision of where they want to be when they're seniors. And so like I said, we're going up to Ray-Pec. We're going to compete to win it. And every meet that we go to, we want to do that this year. And some of these are pretty big. So you saw that SWICA meet that we ran in Bolivar. There were almost 300 boys in that race.
Yeah.
We'll run at Missouri Southern next week. Same thing. About 300 kids. Teams from Northwest Arkansas, teams from Eastern Oklahoma, some of the best teams in Missouri, and then when we race at Gants Creek, there'll be 300 plus in that one as well. And so, just finding some great competition and trying to put our best foot forward. And iron sharpens iron, and we want to get out there and give these kids a chance to compete against the best.
Very good. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you helping set this up, and best of luck. Going into Ray-Pec. Safe travels, and then Gants Creek a week after that, and you come back with your own Nixa Invitational there on September 30th. But again, congratulations on behalf of LiUNA Labor's Local 663 on behalf of Team of the Week.
All right. Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.